Talk to Vlad.
Talk to Vlad.
Talk to Vlad. Talk to Vlad.
Talk to Vlad. Or secrets they will never tell.
Hello, my dear friends, and welcome back to Talk to Vlad, or Secrets They Will Never Tell. And today's episode probably is the most anticipated episode ever. Episode where we're gonna discuss fashion. My dear friends, please meet and greet Monaliza.
Hi, my love.
Hi, my love. So happy to have you here finally.
Same here, my love. You look gorgeous.
And
you look
so
amazing.
do you. Every
Thank
detail on you. I don't know if you can see it from there, but Monaliza is wearing so many little details on her, which is fascinating.
Thank you so much, my love. It's my pleasure to be here and an honor.
Thank you for making it to my studio. I know you are very busy nowadays, lots going on in your personal life as well. You recently started a new project, which you're going to cover up later. Monaliza is a creative director, fashion stylist, and a lecturer. And today we're gonna discuss how Monaliza made her way into the world of fashion. What is the biggest campaign she ever worked on? How is fashion nowadays? What are the coolest trends? How is fashion nowadays different from the past? A few brands that we should know about. What is sustainability in fashion? And in the end, Monaliza is going to give an advice for those aspiring stylists that are trying to make it into industry. Episode title: Fashion. What do we know? Do we know anything? Let's find out. So Monaliza, I would like us to start by you telling us how you made it into world of fashion.
Well, I started almost 15 years ago, but the whole thing started earlier when I was really young, and I used to draw some outfits and write next to it who would wear what, like this outfit with what accessories, how to style it, and all of these things.
How old were you?
Basically, it started around 7-8 years old, but then I took it as a profession 15 years ago.
15 years ago, fantastic. You mean taking it as a profession is at the moment when you started making actual money?
Exactly. Yes.
Exactly.
I started to assist, and then I started to become my own stylist. So in the beginning, it was internship. So I took it as a profession. I started to assist, of course, with internship. Sometimes you don't get paid. A year in, I started to get paid jobs as an assistant. And then afterwards, I started to become a stylist, the main stylist.
Right on. And why fashion? Out of all the professions in the world, you chose that?
So basically, I'm a very creative person, and I love anything that is related to art. I tried to go with a different, it was so fluid for me. I went with drawing, dancing, singing. I don't have the voice for singing, but that's why I didn't pursue that. But I actually wanted to do something that is related more to fashion. It's always I was always drawn to that, and working with fabrics and texture and stuff. This is what made me wanna go into fashion, especially with the drawings. I used to draw even fashionable, thing or anything related to fashion. My mind just took me to fashion and to the industry, and maybe I thought, okay, I will do something with the items on people instead of drawing them on paper.
So you believe that fashion is an actual art form?
Yes, of course, definitely. It's a kind of a self-expression. Instead of using a pen and paper, you're using actual materials. It's also when you get a sculptor and he works with the clay, it's a different kind of also art. So our art is basically our substance that we use are clothes and textures and fabrics and all of this. Some people, they kind of mix up styling with designing, but there's a distinctive, difference. Designing is more of creating the outfit from scratch, but from our perspective, it's more of how to get all the fashion in the world put together. Pick the best items and putting them together. That two things that are not related, you find them in different stores or different even countries, and you just bring this, bring that, and you just mash them together and create something incredible.
And what is the biggest campaign you ever worked on?
Well, I would actually like to mention my dearest campaign, basically, because I actually have done a lot of really great campaigns, and I cannot like specify one that I could say the biggest, but I would say one of the dearest ones that was recent, a year ago. It was Bread Abu Dhabi. So Bread is like BRED. It's kind of like whoever lives in Dubai or like hears about Seoul, Dubai. It is something similar to that, but is the Abu Dhabi version, and it talks about the street urban life of Abu Dhabi, and it's all about the artists in terms of like painting or fashion or like even music, and dancing as well. It's an amazing event, and I did their first campaign, and it was just like we were like couple made in heaven, or what do you call it?
A match made in heaven.
Yeah, match made in heaven. So yeah, basically it is a match made in heaven. As soon as I received the press kit, I was like, I'm taking this project. I really love it. As soon as I sent the styling deck to the production, they came back to me. This is something that not everybody knows about, that who is not a stylist. So when you send the styling deck, which is like what you're thinking about the characters that they send you like the characters, what they want to, who they want to dress and stuff like that, and how they visualize them. You send them a styling kit, which is like you put clothes on these characters and you make them who they are as an identity. So when you send it over to the production and they send it to the client and the production, they go back and forth of like changing the styling kit, changing some things. It could be major changes or little changes. This was very special. They came back to me. They agreed on everything I sent. They were like, we love what you sent us. We want to do what you sent us exactly. And I was like shocked, because usually 99% of the styling decks, they come back to me, there must be changes. And this is the norm when it comes to like, with stylists and production and clients and stuff like that.
Well, certainly it's definitely contain a lot of details, from makeup to styling to the venue to the lights and the whole thing, and being appreciated at the point where you send your deck and everything has been approved. I've never heard of that before.
I know, me too, believe me. Like, I was surprised when they came back to me and they told me everything was amazing and they really loved it. And because I connected so much to that campaign. Sometimes you do some campaigns just for the money, because you're living in Dubai, so you have to. Yeah, exactly. But this one, I connected really so much with that, and I made even great friends out of this. I could even say lifelong friendships, out of this project. So this is one of my dearest projects, actually, that it will always have like an imprint in my heart towards it.
Right on. That is good to know that you didn't call your biggest billboard or the biggest brand you worked for or the most famous model that you had to style, but it was something that is so dear.
Yes, actually, it's more, I'm a very emotional person. So when I connect with something, it's just like, this is something that is worth mentioning than, the biggest pay or biggest brand or whatever.
And how is the fashion nowadays?
So the Gen Z generation, they're commanding the fashion scene nowadays. And yeah, of course, they're borrowing some ideas and stuff from before. Usually everybody, they get inspired by like peer styles or trends or stuff like that. But the Gen Z generation is very different. They are like coming up with really new ideas and new trends and new styles, and this is what I'm really inspired by these days. Before, in the prior years, they used to do borrow stuff from the retro or vintage styles, and it was repetitive all the time. But nowadays it's completely different, and they are bringing back the creativity and the innovation from scratch. Yeah, inspired by the prior, styles, but still it's very new, it's fresh. It's not something that we have seen before. And even if you have seen it before, it's very with a new twist, with different twist.
So could you please define what is the major difference between the past fashion and the nowadays fashion?
So the difference is that they used to borrow stuff from the 80s and 70s and from the bloomers, generation. And they went a little bit back as well, the 60s, and they started to, throw some, ideas and inspiration from that. Even the materials, the texture, the drapings, all of these things. But now it's more edgy and it's more out there. So now actually I want to bring up also something else, which is the maximalism and minimalism. So minimalism was huge a couple of years ago. It's still going on and it has its own niche and people.
And all this will be.
Yes, exactly. It's something that doesn't go out of trend, but the maximalism is starting to, take over. And this is helping a lot of creative people to, show their creativity, show their ideas, show their imagination, the things that they have in mind that they want to come up, and do it without fear. Because if they do it, or when they used to do it, even at the minimalism era, when it started to become a big boom, they were very criticized. They were very too much, or something like, it's not the right time for you to come up with these ideas. It's not the thing. It's not it's not the right time, Now I feel like it's more acceptable and people are being more daring, daredevils, like you might say. And they go extra and without any fear, and they express themselves the way they feel comfortable with. Even if you see Moschino, for example, the brand, he used to go out there and he used to be this have this crazy ideas, and people were always criticizing him and saying, what are you doing? What's this? What's that? But put Moschino now in the...
Looks totally normal,
exactly,
right?
Exactly.
Absolutely. It happened to me the other day, me and my friend, we were like, what are we gonna watch on YouTube? And I was like, let's watch one of the old clips of Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
And I didn't remember what the song was, but it was a video that she made on her villa. There was 4 dancers, and the video was produced 14 years ago. And everyone was like, oh my God, Lady Gaga is so edgy.
Yeah.
I looked at it now. It looks like any regular villa party, and even though very underrated. It's so funny how our perspective on things and view on things changed ever since. And I remember it now. Lady Gaga, the beginning of her career, we were like, oh, this is too much. She's so extravagant.
Yes.
But now when I looked at these clips,
it's nothing
compared to what we see nowadays on TikTok and Instagram and everywhere.
Exactly.
And I'm actually happy with that, because I'm very maximalistic person myself. In my wardrobe you will find minimalistic things, very classical ones, classic cut and the whole thing, and the jewels, the watches, etc. But sometimes I love to dress up. Yeah. I just love to dress up.
You're an inspiration. I always say,
you're an inspiration.
I swear, you're amazing.
You're amazing.
I love the way you dress up. You actually inspire me. I feel like I wanna do a photo shoot with you. We have to do it, and we're gonna show it to the people.
Well, now when you say it on camera,
I said it on camera. Take it. I'm accountable now. I'm accountable to do this. Yes.
I'd love that, honestly. Growing up next to my mom, she was always doing something with the fabrics. Mm-hmm. She wasn't sewing it herself, she wasn't a tailor, but she would outsource cool fabrics. She would bring it to her girlfriend. They would design something. I was like, why don't you just go to the shop and buy? And she was like, no, you don't get it, but you will get it later. Aww. And she was actually the one who taught me how to dress up, how to use perfume, how to use jewelry, and many different aspects of life, how to be a proper gentleman as well. And growing up, I found, yes, there are so many brands out there, but sometimes you're looking for this particular item.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, where do I get it? And then you'd be like, well, you buy fabric, you draw it to yourself. Yeah. And voila, you've got the whole outfit designed by you, made for you, and the whole thing. And then there's so many really talented tailors nowadays that I should be used more, because this is something that is, I believe, going away due to the fact that nowadays we've got this mass market, mass production.
Yeah.
Everything is stamped, literally copy paste,
Yeah.
which is making me upset. There's so many creative people over there.
I know there are lots of creative people, but as a stylist, I like that everything is like reachable now. We can like get whatever we can, just because my job requires me to put things together and get them, and it's a very fast track kind of like
Exactly.
job, and people are asking me to we want this, we want that, we're looking for this style, we want I don't know, like 20 outfits out of like, I don't know, like 20 shops or 30 shops or whatever. So I'm so happy that I have all these options, that I can bring things easily and not worry about like where to source things out. Before, as a stylist, it was like so difficult, and to actually get into the industry and be the person who has the strongest connections with the PR or with the store managers or whatever, it was like super difficult. So it's easier for me, it's bad for you guys. So
Right on. Duly noted. And my next question will be, what are the coolest trends?
So the recent trends now is denim. Definitely denim on denim is huge in all types of like brands and ages and all of this. And also the Bermuda is coming back.
The Bermudas.
So, yes. Bermudas are actually shorter than pants, longer than shorts. So we used to wear them long time ago.
I remember those.
Yeah, in the 90s and stuff. So even in the beginning of the 2000s. And now it's coming back. It's really like taking over, and I'm so excited for this trend. So these are the main two that are taking over. The rest are also still there. You know, as I told you, the maximalism is taking over as well. Lots of jewelry, like adding a lot of jewelry and stuff like that. Don't be shy with that. This is something also taking over.
And what is actually makes trend a trend?
So this actually nowadays, it's all about social media. So
Right.
social media now is like sets the trend. Usually before it used to be the brands, and yeah, definitely the
And
brands.
they
still
would
have-
command the trends, right? But
Exactly.
nowadays, I see some trends.
Yeah.
I'm like, how did it became trendy?
Exactly. Nowadays, even social media, it's becoming even very harsh towards the brands. You know, they criticize like the designs, and they say like this is too old. This was like, I don't know, 2000s and like the beginning of 2000s, and it's not something new. We've seen it before or whatever.
But they always have to say that fashion is like a spiral. It always will come back one way or another.
Yeah.
I remember for example, the bell pants.
Yeah, exactly. These were like the 70s, and then it came back in the 90s, and then in the late 90s, and then it faded away, and then now it became like depends on the body shape, and whoever wears it, that have the like whoever has the body shape for it, who can rock it and like pull it off, it's very acceptable. But yeah, it's not a trend, but it would be acceptable for whoever can pull it off.
I actually like fashion nowadays is because all the norms are disappeared. Before that, we were told what cut to use,
Yeah.
what colors to wear, how to match and how to style, etc.
Yeah.
And nowadays, we're finally allowed to wear what we feel like, what message do we have, what
Yeah.
representations we would like to have for other people, how they're gonna see us.
Yeah.
Because I believe clothing is one of the only ways how to make a first impression.
Exactly, yes. So because the social media and like the world actually is so open now, and like everything is connected through social media, so that's why everybody's expressing themselves in their own way, and it's very like fluid. Whoever would like to follow this person is like feeling like they're clicking with this person, with their aesthetic, they will follow them, and you will find tribes, you know. So yeah, it's now it's not like before because it was kind of like we were separated from the world in a way that was limiting us in the way we look at ourselves and how to dress. And yeah, nowadays it's more fluid and it's more like you can connect with anybody that shares the same aesthetic like you through social media. But before, because social media wasn't as strong as now, you were very limited in the way you find trends or find the, like, even if you want to express yourself, it was so hard because you will be out of the norm and people would either mock you or make fun of you or think you're weird. But now it's not that way. Like, you express yourself and people are like, wow, this looks really cool. And because you know how to pull it off and you know how to rock it, this actually gives an edge to you. Before, it wasn't that way. And of course, with all due respect to all the stylists who stick to color palettes and say, like, this trend, this color palettes, you need to stick to it and don't move around the other colors. I am against that. So I know, yes, of course, there are some colors that are super trendy and you can actually wear them because they are popular right now, but that doesn't mean that we cancel all the other colors.
Right.
Before, we used to do that. We used to say, oh, don't wear this, it's off season, it's this, it's that. But now you can, even the unnatural colors, which is the neon, for example, it started to come back. Before it wasn't, but now it's like, it was like in a couple of years it wasn't the thing, but then afterwards it became something.
So I know this particular designer, and he's also an artist, Patrick Churchy. He's an American. So I came across his profile first time due to his art. He does a lot of emotional nudity. It's a way in art where you allow yourself to be emotionally naked, I would say, where you express yourself just the way you feel without being afraid to be judged. And he created this mirror recently. He's very well known for his patterns. His patterns are very recognizable, and this is what I really like about him, because they're so unique and he's changing them pretty much every season. So, and then there is particular artwork that he made. It's basically a mirror with the face painted on it, like in his classical pattern, and it has a wording on it, and the wording says, "I dress for attention, but each time I leave my house, I have an anxiety." And this is what I feel sometimes. I really want to dress up, and sometimes go, dress up, makeup, hair, jewels, etc. And then you feel so great at home, and then you're going out, and then the security in the building looking at you, and the taxi driver looking at you, and everyone is looking at you, and you feel like, whew. So, but then, it usually takes 5 to 10 minutes just to get used to. It takes only one thought: remember who you are and what you're here for.
Yeah.
And that's, if you had this bright emotion before you left the house, this emotion is not disappearing anywhere. It's not going anywhere. It's still inside of you. And if you had this initial emotion to be that way today, just go and do it.
Yes, exactly. I like this phrase touched me so much, because this is how my clients feel every time they leave even the room, So as a fashion stylist or a personal stylist, when I used to be a personal stylist, I actually used to be like a therapist for them. So I do my fashion styling sessions with something called fashion psychology. So I do fashion therapy with my clients. So because people underestimate fashion. So people actually think that fashion is all about glitz and glam, but they don't know that underneath all of the glitz and glam, there is a lot of self-expression, anxiety, self-insecurities. All of these things have an effect on your daily life.
Certainly.
So if you, for example, you have someone who is a little bit overweight, or someone who even it's not about even being overweight, someone who thinks they are overweight, Right. I wouldn't see this person overweight, but they see themselves they are overweight. And
right, happen all the time.
Exactly. And even if you keep telling this person, you're not, but they don't believe that. You're not listening, you're not hearing them or listening to them. You need to pay attention that when you keep saying you are not, you're denying that to them, that won't help them. So you need to acknowledge that problem with them and tell them, okay, this is how you see yourself. Let's work on it, on how to accept yourself as you are.
Right.
So, and then fashion works like magic with that. When you dress up the right way with your right body shape, it will turn into something fabulous. So the people, when they see themselves in different clothings and different styles, and styling it's all about the styling. It's not about like what's trendy, and it's not about putting clothes together. It's also about how you style the thing itself, because you can put the same clothes, like if someone is wearing a certain outfit, it could look really bad, but when you style it differently, it will look incredible. It could make lots of magic, you know. But still, I would say like it depends on the body shape, and it depends on what you are wearing that is right for your body. And even if it's right for your body, but you're not styling it right, it will turn into something really bad, and you will feel bad about yourself.
I got it. Well, hopefully I'm never gonna feel bad about myself and the way I dress.
Never. You? Impossible. Impossible.
Thank you.
Saying.
I didn't invite you to receive all these compliments, but thank you.
It's facts. Hashtag facts.
Right on. And my following up question will be, how is the fashion different from the style?
So fashion is more of like the big brands or the mass production just throw on you what's trendy.
Right.
But style is more of a self-expression.
Right on.
So you don't need to use the trends. You can even take from the trends, create your own thing and your own aesthetic, just twist it the way you like it to be, and come out with this new innovative like aesthetic. Your own thing. You come up with your own thing. So yeah, fashion is like it. It's
fashion
very controversial.
Is from outer world,
yes,
and then the style is from the inner world. It's all according to your, let's say, statement. They always say style statement or fashion statement.
Exactly.
And I really like that, and I believe in that as well.
Yeah.
I don't know where I got my aesthetics from, but sometimes it's too funny. Monaliza, tell me please, why some of the runway looks look ridiculous and unwearable?
Yeah, I get that a lot actually. So people need to understand that it's not all runway looks are meant to be wearable. So some looks are meant to be expressive, just to get the people to understand where the designer is coming from with his concept, with his aesthetic, the theme of his collection. Sometimes they put things that are completely unwearable. Sometimes they put wearable pieces with unwearable pieces. But it's all about art. As I told you in the beginning, fashion was a form of art for me. And I understand that some designers are doing that out of like self-expression as well. It's not for like the market, basically. It's just
like Rick Owens inflatable shoes.
Yes, for example.
I like those personally. I love
Rick
those.
Owens is like
when I saw that, I said, wow. I said, I want that. For one event in my life, I want inflatable shoes. And what are the coolest brands that we should know about?
Okay, so I have many, but I will mention some of these brands. They are my favorite. There's one Iranian designer that I really, really love. I think she resides in Canada or something. So her brand is called Dorian Who.
Dorian Who?
Dorian Who is so avant-garde.
Dorian Who?
Yeah, Dorian Who. Yeah, it's just like amazing brand that is all about avant-garde and super crazy out there like items, but at the same time she also shows you how to dress it down. So people who are not into maximalism, they can even like wear these items in a very minimalistic way. So her stuff are very versatile and very easy to style. There is also another brand that is called Someone. It's based here, I believe, in UAE, and it's for men. And it is one of the best item, like brand that
Someone,
I've seen.
I like this name.
Someone, but
Someone.
but it's actually written SUMWON.
Like I said, some, right.
Someone.
One.
It's
Great,
kind of like,
someone.
Yeah, it's someone.
Tete-a-tete.
Yeah.
One-to-one. Someone.
Someone. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So I really, really like this brand. It's amazing. They're very creative and innovative with the men's clothing, and they're not afraid to express their creativity through their designs. I have a lot more actually, but these are the main two. There's also for bags. I love JWP. It's just, oh my god, their bags are amazing. They have even like a pigeon bag.
I know this. Sarah Jessica Parker recently wore that bag.
I think it might be this
She
brand
did. She's
also.
a fashion icon. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. She was
She's
spotted on the street, and I've seen that bag in real here in UAE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They deliver here in UAE. They're amazing. Like really, really creative with the bags, with the accessories, with everything. It's just like they're amazing. I really love
bags
them.
are amazing. I
Yes.
love bags.
I love creative bags.
I love bags.
The last brand that I wanted to mention, actually, it's not only it's not a brand. It's a store that hosts a lot of like jewelry brands.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Poison Drop. It has a store in Dubai
I've
Hills.
heard of it.
Yeah,
It's just like a recent
incredible.
boom, right?
Yeah, it's amazing. They have amazing designers, jewelry designers, and they are incredible. They have super creative items, out of the box, out of the norm. It's also avant-garde. Now I think by now you know that I'm into avant-garde stuff. But yeah, it's
There was
incredible.
a hint.
Yeah.
There was a few hints. Roger that. I love it.
And don't underestimate Georgian designers. They are incredible. They are very talented, and they know exactly what is trendy, what is gonna be a big boom. I feel like they're underrated, to be honest, and they have to be discovered more and more. And like
Right on. I'm
people
definitely
like
gonna look out for Georgian designers.
Yes.
I actually asked you this question because you know what's upsetting me recently?
Yeah.
I found that people, like, why I want to bring up the new modern designers, because there's so many young creatives out there who is working their beep off
Yes.
in
true.
order just to create something else and something new, and it's affordable, and sometimes most of the time the quality is amazing.
Yeah.
Because they outsource their fabrics locally and the whole thing. And I found that nowadays people would prefer look ugly in a very expensive clothes rather than look fashionable and stylish and cool and trendy in local design, in creations by local designers.
That's so
and
true.
that is something that I wish will change sometime soon, that people will finally realize, yes, the brand is a lot. The name of the brand is a lot. It's always nice, for self-confidence to say, oh, today I'm wearing this and that. But there is nothing wrong in say, I'm wearing this Georgian designer that you probably never heard of, but look how cool I look.
Yes, exactly. Now the quiet luxury is taking over, so there is a hope. There's
Quiet
a glimpse.
luxury. This is what it's called, right?
Yes, so quiet luxury is the brands. They started to stop the logomania, which is logomania means like logos everywhere on every piece of clothing they have, and they tone it a little bit down. And you can even wear the pieces without like being in your face, like not shouting, and yelling that I'm wearing brand, like a very expensive brand. But also there is a subtle kind of logos that are happening that is acceptable and it's not too cheap,
Right.
And I completely agree with you. Like a lot of local designers are underrated because of like people would say I would rather pay that much on a brand than paying the same amount or even a little bit less on a local designer.
Right.
But I think that now local designers are lucky because of the quiet luxury trend that is going on. This is because like people now feel like the local designers are using almost the same materials and they are very affordable, and at the same time you are wearing something that actually works. It's not something
Exactly.
that you would find even in a normal store, like in the mall. It's still special. It has a good quality, and even if you find it in a store, the difference of the quality is like
remarkable.
Yes. So it's super distinctive. So yeah, definitely the local designers need to be more appreciated and more.
And there is nothing wrong with wearing local designers.
Not at
Like
all.
honestly, not at all.
And
not at all.
and also street fair, like the stores in the mall. Of course, everybody want to have some clothes that are a bit cheap. It's okay. It's fine. Like it's nothing
it's
against
fine,
it.
It's fashion, like And once we already covered the local designers and how fast the fashion is moving, I like to spend less on my clothes because I like to change my outfits all the time and understand that there are certain outfits that I'm definitely gonna look in, and I have no issue in investing into my clothing. But I also like just to go and buy a bunch of things that I don't even sure that I'm gonna wear. And here's my next question. What is sustainability in fashion? If you could elaborate on that, I think that would be great, because nowadays you can hear it from every corner. Sustainable fashion brand.
Yeah. So okay, this is gonna be a little bit controversial. So
Is it a secret that you're never gonna tell?
yes.
Right on, spill the tea, darling.
Spill the tea. So a lot of people, they encourage sustainability and the environmental or environment friendly, items and stuff. I'm with and against that, because it's two separate things. So the thing that I'm against is that if I go and buy this item that is made of vegan leather, or it's made of I don't know what kind of leaf from whatever country, and it's like they say it's environment friendly. People don't understand the process to get this product, the end results of this product,
right?
And how harmful the process was for the environment to get to the end result.
So you mean what they're trying to do is just trying to sell us the final product, but what we actually as a humanity need to do, we need to think it through as a chain of events that brought this particular product. And yes, maybe the final product is sustainable, but the whole production is not.
Exactly.
Pollution, I guess.
Pollution. So basically what I'm trying to say here is just try to understand the process of how this product was made. If it was, and this is impossible, nobody will be standing in the store saying, okay, this is made of, vegan, or how did it go through the process, how the process was and stuff like that. So that's why I'm saying not all eco-friendly items or products are actually eco-friendly. The product itself might be eco-friendly, it will not harm the environment, but the process is the problem. So
right on.
That's the only issue. But I still wear the the eco-friendly items and products. All of these are still at the end of the day, we're trying our best to save the planet.
Right, we do.
But the other part of I told you in the beginning, it was split into two. So there was part that I was against, which is this part. The second part, which is I'm with, is basically buying secondhand, selling your items, not throwing them away, giving it to someone that will be that's in good condition, and someone else could wear it for free. You can give them away. And this is basically the sustainable fashion that I'm with. I believe this is the best way, to save the planet, instead of you just buying and throwing. So it can be used more and more and more. So the buying will be less and less and less, and
right
everything
on.
will be reusable and recycled.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing this important information with us. And my next question would be, what are the latest projects that you have been working on?
Okay, there's this project that I'm working on that I'm so excited about. I started and launched my new magazine with my business partner. Yes.
Congratulations on that. That's
you.
amazing. Is it a fashion magazine, a fashion issue?
It is, but it is about also other things. related to men. It's a men's magazine.
Men's magazine by
Yes.
Monaliza.
It's called Man Cave. I love styling men, So this is something that I wanted to do long time ago. Here you go. It started. It just happened last year. We did a soft launch and we are working on different things this year, and hopefully it will become a big boom soon. We already are done with our website, and it's a digital magazine, and we talk about fashion and anything related to men's life in terms of entertainment, tech, gaming, mental health. And actually mental health is one of the main topics in our magazine. So we have fashion and mental health, and then everything comes underneath these all.
Wow, why so?
Yes. So basically, we have a lot of podcasts, or you could say articles, or any outlet that you find that talks about women's, mental health and stuff, and they do not address.
Quite a hot topic.
Exactly, and nobody addresses men's, mental
Actually,
health.
you're right. I was just trying to remember. I was trying to remember when was the last time I read an article that has been created particularly for men,
Yeah.
and I cannot.
Yeah, there isn't a lot. You would find fashion, tech, gaming. They think men is always all about the fun and light things and stuff. But no, there is a lot of things that you can, when you dig deeper, you will find that even lots of the things that even women complain about, it stems out of men's,
And the same problems applicable for men.
Exactly, but you feel like you need to fix the source, because men, they're not allowed to express themselves properly. You
Right.
find men do not know how to even say the right things, and stuff like that. And this is because of a lot of pressure from the society. Anyway, this is another episode. But yeah,
Stay tuned.
stay tuned. But yeah, it's the thing is that with the mental health, I feel also as I told you before, I talk about fashion psychology, and I feel mental health serves the fashion side also in the magazine, and we cater to all kinds of men, and men who actually are from different industries and different backgrounds and different cultures. So this is something that we want to serve, in the market, because I feel it is needed, and a lot of men needs something like that in their life.
We need, yes,
Yeah.
certainly. And I'm so glad you're doing that for society, for men.
Yeah.
You're so beautiful. Thank you
you,
so
my
much.
love.
It's
Thank you so
it's a big mission.
Yes, I know. It's a lot of responsibility. I don't know how it will be taken, but I believe when
You
even
got this.
When I speak, thank you so much. But when I speak also to women and tell them about the magazine, the idea, and they are very excited to even participate and
Of course.
try to even learn more about men, because men are not expressive, and that's why it's very important to dig deep and know more about their mental health and why society took them that way or made them walk that path. And yeah, so this is one project. The other one is, it's a bit an old project, but still going on, and I'm trying to grow it, which is my school, my fashion school. So yeah, so I do actually give styling courses. I have my own school, which is called the Fashion Protege. And I give master classes, mini courses, and extensive courses.
Is it online?
So there is online and there's also in person. So it depends if you don't live in UAE. I have students in Egypt basically, and also I have also students in person here in Dubai. And some of my students even come to Dubai for a visit, and I hang out with them and stuff, and they're very sweet. Shout out to you guys. And but yeah, I do also have some students here in Dubai, and I'm looking forward to grow my school and have a proper institution and a space and all of this. But right now I'm just working with some studios. I give the courses in the studios because I feel it serves the course better, and also it would help them to do the shoots or do the styling and everything in the studio. And it's something like it's
to do physical practices and to touch the materials, to try to combine them, to see how it works, when you're not alone. Totally get it.
Yeah, and it's a very relatable location also, or like a venue, you
Right.
would say, not location. It's a very relatable venue.
How interesting.
Yeah.
Right on. Thank you, Monaliza. And what would be your advice for those aspiring stylists that are trying to break it into industry nowadays?
Okay, so this is something that I always tell my students. There are 3 points. These are the main ones. There are lots of other factors, but these are like the main 3 points that I always tell my students. First of all, you need to assist. You need to go intern and assist. Don't expect money in the beginning. Don't expect that you're gonna get into the business easily. Some people are luckier than others. Some people assist some stylists that would actually help them to get more connections, and others could be like it's not the way they wanted, or because styling, it has different sectors. So maybe someone styled or assisted in editorial, but they wanted to do advertisement, or vice versa. But at least you will gain experience, and you will
Right.
learn and have connections, and you don't know when you're gonna use this connection and how. So always assist, always intern, and don't expect too much. Just try to learn as much as possible. Second of all, do collaborations. So basically you need to build your portfolio and do your own creative aspect and ideas, not influenced by someone else, because when you assist, you're influenced by other fashion stylists and their aesthetic. But I want you to do it from your own aspect and your own perspective, and create the whole theme, the concept and everything, and reach out to photographers to collaborate, and be very careful when you choose your team. Try as much as possible to choose someone that will be able to get this theme that you have correctly, because some photographers, they have their own aesthetic and it might not work with the theme that you're going for.
Right.
And they might say, yeah, we can do it, but then it will come off really badly. Not because the photographer is bad or you are bad, but maybe his aesthetic is different than yours, and it clashed. The third thing is going to events, and try as much as possible to get yourself invited. If you cannot get yourself invited, try to find someone who's going to an event and try to get yourself as a +1. If you hear about any events, just try to get this contact and reach out to them and tell them that you're interested to get into this event. Some events
To start building your network, I guess.
Of course, because you don't know who you're gonna meet in this event, and it's very important to have your face familiar around people, so people would start to know you and know what you do and your profession. And even you might meet also a lot of stylists that are looking for good assistants, and then this is where you can even land more jobs. So yeah, basically these are the 3 main things.
Thank you. I believe that's going to be such a useful advice to all the audience, like literally everyone. Those 3 advices could be applicable to pretty much every industry. Monaliza, I would like to thank you one more time for making it to my studio to talk to Vlad, or secrets they will never tell, to being so professional in your field, to share all this incredibly interesting and useful information with me and my audience.
Thank you so much for having me. It was an honor.
It's an ultimate pleasure, and pleasure is mine.
Thank you, my love.
If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. And I will leave all the necessary information down below in the description of this video, where you will find all the necessary links. And if you have any questions, please reach out to Monaliza or send an email to host@talktovlad.com. And I will see you next Friday. Right on. Rolling. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my love.
What's our next question? Right on. Ready, steady?
I want to burp.
I need to burp. Welcome to Talk to Vlad. That's amazing. Thank you so